Morris gets to come back out on the pitch at Centurylink for the first time since his injury last year. What was that moment like for you, and what did you think of Jordan's first couple of minutes back here at home?
Well, obviously it was a significant moment for the team, for Jordan, on a lot of different levels. My assessment of his performance was once he got his feet underneath him, he did pretty well. Maybe one of the lone bright spots of the game. I think when we got him out on the right-hand side, he was able to show people what he had. We'll try and just fine-tune some of that so that instead of just the 1-2 opportunities in 35, 32, whatever minutes he played, that he gets 5 or 6 of those, because I think it's within him. I think you guys all saw that his knee, physically, he looks pretty good.
Michelle?
A lot of young guys out there getting opportunities. Did anyone stand out and impress you tonight?
Yeah, I mean, there are young kids out there for sure, but, I thought we mixed in with Gustav and Nico and Harry and Will and, Nuhu, Jordan. I mean, there were some guys out there that are some senior players. The kid that continues to impress us is Danny Leyva. I mean, he actually trained today. He wasn't really supposed to be more than just a sub in case of injury. Jordy Delem had a little virus that he's trying to fight, and we had to yank him at halftime. And so we had to kind of scramble a little bit. But for a kid to train hard today with, a bunch of guys and then come out and do what he did, it's impressive.
Yeah.
Where do you think Jordan's at physically compared to where he was before? Is he at 95%, 100%? It seems like he still has that speed for sure. He showed that a couple times.
Yeah, Matt, I would probably leave that to the experts. My eye test is that he looks pretty good, but I'm sure that the performance guys are looking closely at mechanics and, all the screening, all the testing, all the jump tests, power tests, all the things that they do, and I'm sure they'll try and get him ratcheted up even more. I think a lot of that is recovery in the sense that he needs to make sure that it's strong, it's all moving the right way, because when you repair things, sometimes things get out of whack a little bit. So they'll look at all that, but to me, he looks pretty good.
Mark?
You had previously mentioned in the preseason wanting to have your main guys in the rhythm of Saturday games. How did you balance wanting to put on a performance for the home fans tonight with kind of the overall rhythm of preseason?
Well, the objectives for tonight, which the first one we didn't achieve because we didn't get a result. So that's number one. The physical objective was to get Harry, Will, Campbell, Alex, Delem, Wingo, all those guys, 90 minutes, that kind of group of guys, Nuhu at least running out 60 plus. And then from a soccer perspective, we thought Nico, Christian, Jordan, Harry, Nuhu, Will, Gustav, all potential starters on, a lot of MLS teams and our team. The soccer would kind of balance the first objective. Saturday against San Jose is a big day. We've obviously talked a lot about changing the narrative of a slow start. So our intent was absolutely to play, that starting group Saturday. So, I think we achieved some of our objectives, but obviously tonight not getting the result was disappointing.
Jeff?
I mean, just to follow up on that, how do you gauge the progress soccer-wise of where you're at when you are mixing and matching so many guys in there and guys that aren't going to play together when the season starts? Because you did make quite a few mistakes out there on the field tonight. How do you dismiss some of that and as what?
Well, there's two things I can answer that with. On an individual basis, we will do our normal normal thing. We'll watch the film. We'll get with Campbell. We'll get with Nuhu. We'll get with the back four, because I did think, defensively we could have been a little sharper. We'll work with the midfielders to make sure they're in the right spots, getting the ball in the pockets, all of that sort of stuff. So on an individual basis, Jeff, we'll absolutely help those guys try and become better soccer players individually. Your question is a good one as far as the overall tactics are concerned. Can you sometimes play pairs together that work on the field? Did we really accomplish a team tactical objective tonight? Probably not.
Ari?
Going back to Danny Leyva, how would you describe just his skill set for someone who hasn't seen him play, and what has he done in preseason that's impressed you guys as much as it seems like he has?
Well, for a 15-year-old, I think he's pretty physically gifted. He can run a lot. His metrics in that category are very high. You saw some of the little nuances tonight of, he's always demanding the ball. He likes to, just open up that half step, turns his body the right way, facing forward, able to play forward passes. And then the thing that really surprised me the most, and you guys can watch for this when you watch him play again, is that he's actually organizing people around him. And for a 15-year-old, that was impressive. When we included him in the first group, it didn't matter if it was Ladero or Christian or Raul or Jordan, any one of them, he was, kind of organizing guys in front of him, which I felt that was a very, very telling character trait.
So, Coach, what can you tell us about the visiting team?
Well, obviously they're a very good team. I mean, they obviously had a long history of success in Uruguay, and they came out and yes, it was a friendly, but it mattered to them. You could tell that there was something on the line for them. So you have to give them credit.
Yeah.
One more on Leyva here. Center mid's a tactically very difficult position. Do you try and simplify the game for him at all, or do you give the same instructions you would to an older player?
We give him the same instructions. He's been with us all preseason. He's heard some of the tactical objectives that we wanted to try and implement. So we don't treat him any differently.
Jackson?
Coach, looking ahead to March 2nd here against Cincinnati, what do you need to see specifically more than just a result in San Jose this coming Saturday in order to make you feel like this team is picking up momentum and not going to be looking at another kind of slow start right out of the preseason?
Yeah. So if you guys look back towards the Houston match in preseason, when we had our starters running out 60 minutes, we were ahead 2-0. They were more fluid. They were, just better all around. I think that type of performance, regardless of the outcome in San Jose, obviously we want to get a result, but as long as the team is able to play in a more cohesive fashion, as long as there's some bite to the defending, as long as the organization on all of the set pieces, all attacking, defending set pieces, all phases of the game, as long as they're playing at a high level or up to the level that we expect of them, then the result may not matter as much to me. But we have to see that similar performance that we saw in Houston down in Tucson.
Any follow-ups, guys? Matt?
Got a lot of guys kind of ramping up ahead of the season here, but no Ramon Torres again. What was the rationale for not having him?
Well, Ramon has been out of training, as you guys all know, and so to put him in a game right away is putting a player at injury risk. Ramon is back. He's fully committed to the group, and we'll try and find him minutes as needed.
Anything else, guys?
Henry Wingo got a good run out at right back. What you make of his performance given the new project of converting him to a full-time right back?
Well, again, to Jeff's point, the back four was a little, thrown together there with some new faces on there. So Henry, from that perspective, did okay. Again, I think Henry has a lot of upside, a lot of talent, and we're trying to just get him to read the cues to the game as when and how he steps, how he defends. But, in attack, obviously, when he has the ball going forward and being able to overlap I think he does a good job.